Okay, so we got something a little different today. My friend Nancy Locke, and also arm wrestling world champion. That's right. She called me and said, "I want to come on your show, but this time I want to interview you." So Nancy Locke is going to take it away, and she's going to interview me from now on for the entirety of this episode.
Yes.
All right, Nancy, how you doing? Otherwise.
Fine, I'm in top shape like usual.
Okay,
and
good.
you?
I'm doing good. Working, staying busy. The same thing. Podcast, YouTube channel. Really getting out there and promoting it. Been on a couple other podcasts and all this and so on. So got some.
Okay, whoa! You can stop talking right
Okay,
now. You can stop talking.
all right.
I didn't ask you to tell me that much, but
Okay.
so you're feeling okay. You don't look okay, but you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I don't look okay.
Okay. Well, you need a bit of more shine here. You got to shine the top here a bit more.
Shine it. Turtle wax.
With a towel.
Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to do that. Anyway, why are you doing this? Like, why you want to listen to people complain? Why you want to listen to people talk about themselves? Why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing something that some people don't care about those people?
Okay, so so basically what had happened. Yeah. Apparently there are people that really do like to listen to interviews, and men especially like information and like interviews and like documentaries. So like I think it's like 85% of men watch YouTube and subscribe to YouTube channels and whatnot. So what had happened is the lockdown came, and my wife's shop had to get locked down, and I was getting cut over overtime, and everybody would say to me, you should do a podcast, you should do a YouTube channel. And I always thought about it. And then I always watched different podcasts. Like I watched Dave Palumbo, Fouad Abiad, Rollo Tomasi, Muscular Development, all these different ones in all different genres. And then finally, when the lockdown happened, I was like, fuck it. Let's just buy the equipment and start. And that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a high chair or a low chair you got?
Mine could be low or high. It's adjustable.
Okay. Yeah, you should put a high because you look short.
I am short. I'm only 5'8". How's that better?
So oh yeah, that's good.
Okay, good.
Do you make money doing this, listening to people talk about themselves?
Not much. It's starting to come in, but not much. Okay, if you don't have a name, like let's say like if Paul Lynn wanted to start a serious YouTube channel based on arm wrestling, his would pick up like that because everybody knows Paul Lynn. He's famous in the arm wrestling world, right?
But he's not that good looking.
Oh, really?
No, he wouldn't be getting people like that. It would have to be a good looking woman. But anyway.
Okay.
Teasing. He's okay.
No, believe me, I have friends at the gym, the girls at the gym, that when I have him on, they go, "He's hot," and I go, "Thanks. What about me?"
Yeah, he is. He is.
Or if you you need a boatload of money to promote your channel, and if you don't have either one, it takes a lot of time.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, I guess you don't go to barbershops.
No, I don't.
So you save money there. And you only have one motorcycle?
I only have one motorcycle, yes. And it's being customized right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, good for you. So who was your favorite interviewer?
My favorite interview of all, or in particular genres?
All of it.
Out of all of them, that's a rough one. You're definitely one of my favorites.
Good answer.
Yeah.
So we'll stop there.
Okay. All right.
So you don't have any kids?
No kids. Nope.
Okay, smart man.
No.
So who are you looking forward to get to interview? Is there someone that you haven't and you would,
yes,
waste his time to and waste your time?
Yeah.
Is there one that you
There are plenty, but there are two that I would love to get on if at all possible. They might be way too out of my league, but one is Patrick Bet-David, who is on Valuetainment. He has his own podcast. He's a self-made multimillionaire immigrant from Iran. And the other one is Mike Tyson. If I could ever get Mike Tyson.
God. He goes to the same barbershop as you.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, kid under 16, who was your crush?
Say that again?
Under the age of 16, who was your crush? Movie star.
16. Hold on. I immediately want to say Anna Nicole Smith, but I think that was after I was 16. I think that was around 18, 19. But before 16, hold on. Beverly D'Angelo, definitely. Definitely Beverly D'Angelo. When I was like, she was the wife.
I don't have a clue.
Okay.
I don't have a clue.
Beverly D'Angelo was the wife in Wally World Vacation, Chevy Chase's wife in European Vacation, all those Vegas Vacation, Christmas Vacation. Okay. She was the wife in Christmas Vacation. And
oh boy, okay, kid stuff, yeah. under 16.
yeah.
Who's your favorite president that you were since you were born?
Since I was born, I definitely have to go with Bill Clinton for obvious reasons.
I think I know why. Something with white stuff and a black dress.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I heard that you stuff hot dogs in your pants sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, how many? 2, 3?
Well, they're not hot dogs. They're Italian sausages. Which is much bigger than a hot dog. So
yes, it is.
I understand how you non-Italians could get that mixed up, but it's an Italian. But you can't leave it down there too long. It really starts to smell. Yeah.
It must really smell. So yeah. So there you put two of them.
No, one Italian sausage.
Okay, one. Okay, yeah, I recommend you should put 2.
Well, thanks.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
15.
Okay.
15, and she was 14.
She was. Oh, what a slut.
Yeah, she was actually. She started banging away at 12. Actually.
12.
She was 12 when she first lost the virginity. Yeah, she was like the girl that everybody in the neighborhood banged. It was just my term at that time. I'll give you her first name. I won't give you her last name.
Okay, give me her first name.
The first name is Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Slut.
Yeah, sure.
So when are you going to start charging people? Or charging people? When are you going to start charging people? Or when are you going to start charging you giving them money to do interviews?
Never. That is never going to happen. I will never.
Okay. So you're going to start looking for a sponsor?
Yeah, when I get to a certain number, I have a particular number of subscribers, and then I will start looking for sponsors. But I don't have enough.
Good.
I don't have enough subscribers yet. I have a handshake deal with a supplement company that we promote each other, but we don't. There's no money exchange. Mm-hmm. And him and I actually became good friends. It's I Prevail Supplements with Jason Arns. But as far as charging, I will never ever. If I become well known enough, I will never ever charge anybody to come on, and I will never ever charge anybody to interview me. That is a no, because I've been on several podcasts already. I was on one last Friday, and I'm going to be on another one next week. And no matter how much my YouTube channel blows up, I will never charge anybody. I don't think. I just when like somebody like yourself, right? Okay.
Yeah.
When you came on and you're relatively famous, especially in the arm wrestling world. You didn't
arm wrestling only.
And you said, and you were like, you didn't ask me for any money, and that means a lot to me.
No.
Especially when you came on, I was really just starting, and that meant a lot to me. And I formed friendships with people like you, or Paul Lynn, or Michelle Dugan, or Lisa Wolfley, or whoever else has come on and said, no, you don't have to give me money. That's ridiculous. But the people that do charge, then it's a business transaction.
Yeah.
You know, is a total business transaction. And it's a different relationship.
Okay. So I'll just stop right now my Venmo request. Did you ever have an interview that you couldn't wait to get out and that person was an awful, mean person?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess you're not going to say their name?
I can't say their name, but most of the time when I interview somebody for the first time, the interviews go anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I cut that one off at 15 minutes because I couldn't take it.
Wow.
I could not take it. After 15 minutes, I was just polite and I was like, okay, I took up enough of your time. Thank you. It was horrible.
And what sport were they in?
Bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so now
took to me that day.
Yeah. It was fucking horrible. And I mean, he had that kind of, Jesus, now I really narrowed it down. He had that kind of reputation and I knew going in, but I was just polite and, another guy who didn't charge me anything, but he just had an attitude and he had this ego and quick answers, one word answers. And you could tell he did not want to be there. So I just cut it off after 15 minutes.
Yeah. Good. So I'm going to start looking for the ones under 15 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So what kind of exercise you do to get that tight butt?
That tight butt. And you never actually saw my butt. Actually, maybe you might have.
Yes, everybody did. White spray.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So what does your wife think about that? How come your wife let you do things like that? And when you're looking at the sword thing somewhere in Vegas, I think.
Yeah. Oh, right.
See it there.
Okay. Do you want me to answer the first question? What exercises?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is what exercises? The first question is the answer to the first question is I can't squat anymore, but it used to be squats. But walking, lunges, stiff-legged deadlifts, usually deep squats. And that it's the machine you sit on, and usually for girls, the adductor machine where you put it on, but if you go on the one that spreads this way and there's pressure this way, it's for your butt.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that one.
Yeah.
So what do you eat for breakfast first thing in the morning?
Protein shake, oatmeal, sometimes a banana. Do you want to go back to my wife's question? Why does my wife let me do that?
Yeah, sure. How come she let you do that?
So I have a different relationship with my wife than most people do.
Like we want to hear this.
Yeah, I firmly believe that if your wife doesn't respect you, she can't love you. And I firmly believe that. And I see way too many couples and married couples where the wife doesn't respect her husband. And then, then there is then what happens is she turns out to start calling the shots and telling you what to do and what not to do and so on and so forth. And as long as I respect my wife, she doesn't really put any limitations on me because I would never marry somebody who would put limitations on me.
Yeah.
So basically that's it. Like, how many times like I'll interview somebody like even you're a very attractive woman and I'll get guys from work like, how do your wife is okay with you interviewing that beautiful woman? And I go, I can't have sex with her through Zoom. She knows that it's virtual.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe in 100 years from now.
Right.
Technology, but right now. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm a 6-hour away flight.
Yeah. My wife has this saying. She only said it to me once. I don't know if she even remembers it. She said, I don't care where you get hungry as long as you come home to eat.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
So yeah, that's that.
So you eat a lot of broccoli. You're gonna be doing this, listening to people talk about themselves. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you have the patience. You take Valium before when you start doing these things, listening to these people talk about their lives and what they do and how they train and how, oh my God, all these things that some people don't care.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be doing this for?
I love doing it. As long as the channel keeps growing, it's going to keep going. Now, here's the thing about podcasts and YouTube channels. I don't reach out to people I'm not interested in. That's the benefit of having your own YouTube channel and your own podcast. So when I reach out to Nancy Locke, the arm wrestling champion, it's because I am really interested in Nancy Locke, the arm wrestling champion, right? It's not like I work for CBS and I have to interview some shithead politician that I could give two fucks about, right? So all these people that I reach out to, you know, whether it's the arm wrestlers, the bodybuilders, the powerlifters, the mafia guys, the bikers, the porno girls, anybody, even when I do the news with my friend, these are all people that all genres that I find interesting. And also it seems to be that a lot of people that are on social media find interesting too, you know, so it's like a win-win.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Thank you.
I hope you don't quit. You're really good at it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that's all the questions I have for you, because
that's it.
Nobody wanted to help me find out about you. Just that was it.
Give me one of the. Give me
how many money do you make at your other job? You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. No. It's a joke. You don't have to say $2 an hour.
I think I've actually said it before. You know, it doesn't.
No, you don't have to say. You should say not enough. I don't get paid enough.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I know.
That's it. That's
you could ask me a juicy question. Anything juicy, like real. Like I'm an open book. You could ask me anything.
When you talk to all these women in the adultery, is the one that you saw their video times before interviewing them?
Yeah. Well, two of them I've watched videos to, and one I had to watch afterwards because I knew she was an adult entertainer, but I did not.
That's nice to know.
I did not know that she was. I did not see any of her videos, but I watched once I booked her. I watched.
Okay, after you're done talking to her, you watch her videos. Do you watch it with your wife?
I have in the past, but you know how marriage goes after being together. After being together for 12 years, the relationship changes. We still have a good sex life, but it's not as like crazy as it is in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're first with somebody and it's new and it's passionate, it's like, let's try this, let's try that, let's do this, let's do that. You know, and now after some time, the relationship becomes more of a companion, more of like a deep attachment to, as rather than a passion. You know, and I think that's what a lot of people. I think that's what a lot of people get wrong. I think a lot of people mistake because the passion fades, right? I think they mistake that as love. That is not love. It's over time. Yeah, a relationship, love grows over time, and it's the deep attachment and the companionship you have with people, and then the things you go through in life, like maybe having children or grandchildren, or you go through struggles, like, you know, I told you about my wife's surgery that she went through last week, and that kind of after years and years, it makes you stronger. I have, you know, if you're the person that says I need happiness all the time or the new thrill, you're never gonna have a solid marriage. It's just never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Nope.
Yeah, that's good. 12 years. Oh my God.
Well, we've been together for 12. Yeah, well.
Good. And how many years of marriage?
We've been married for 7, right? Together, yes, almost 7.5, and together 12. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the date you got married?
Yeah, it's easy because it's the day right after Valentine's Day. It's February 15th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way to remember.
Yeah.
Like after this thing there.
Yeah.
You ever thought of what kind of sports would you like to do or you've done before?
All right. Well, I've always
that you were good at. I don't want to hear the ones that you're not good at.
Okay, bodybuilding was the only thing I was decent at, but was not good enough to turn pro. that behind me was all the trophies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was not good enough to turn pro, but I was decent at it. On an amateur level. I used to win. I would win shows on a local amateur level all the time. But once I got past that, I would get my ass handed to me. And then after some time, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. But as far as sports that I wish I would have done, definitely arm wrestling. I wish I would have done.
Really?
Yeah, there's no question, because it's like a family, like the companionship and the friendship in arm wrestling is like none. Bodybuilding is a very selfish sport, so people are really out for themselves all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and the girls are, I mean, the guys are just as bad as the girls. It's all about themselves and how they look and so on and so forth, and appearances. And I made a couple of friends in the world of bodybuilding, but never really a solid friendship throughout the years. It was always
Yeah, you're right. It's always them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And them. Mirrors everywhere. They got mirrors everywhere.
And now, it's true. And that is not, and that's a reflection of who you are.
Oh,
if you are so interested in building your body a certain way, that is how your life is going to circle. So, I always found girls that were into fitness very, very attractive, but they were never very interested in me. And one of the reasons was because I'm not the kind of guy that's going to get on a girlfriend's program or a girl's program. And the girls that are into fitness and working out and competing, everything revolves around that lifestyle. So the guy that they're with has to get on their program. If not, then it's not, and it's just no good. So I always found them very attractive, but they were never interested in me, because once you can have one conversation with me and you could tell that I'm not going to be the submissive one, right? You could tell that you're going to have to get on my program, for lack of a better term, right? Just from one conversation. And immediately, girls are better judging at people than guys, right? And girls also have much more selection than guys, So those girls that are attracted and into fitness and so on and so forth, if you ever see them, a lot of them are just regular dudes, regular looking dudes, or they're in the gym, but they don't really look like they hit the gym,
Right. Yeah.
So, that's that.
So how many t-shirts you have?
Actually, I just threw out a bunch of them because my drawer was getting filled. And now it's at I just threw out a bunch that I didn't wear, because this one is a West Side Barbell. I don't know if you know what West Side Barbell is.
No, I only know the East Side Barbell.
Okay. All right. West Side Barbell is a very, very famous gym, a very famous powerlifting gym. And it's in Ohio. And the owner actually just passed, Louis Simmons. He just died. He was powerlifting for years and years and years. And it's a very famous gym because they don't let anybody in. You have to be a record holder to go to that gym. And Louis Simmons so whether guy or girl, and then what happens is you go to that gym, and then Louis Simmons actually makes you better, but he won't.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
There are people like that, like Rita West, is a great female powerlifter and now bodybuilder. She was part of West Side. Well, she had an open invite to West Side. I mean, you go down the list, there are definitely guys and girls that are just, tremendous, there are people like Scott Mendelson, or, you go down the list, and they're open invites. If they don't live in Ohio, open invites, because, they want to talk to Louis Simmons or gain knowledge and so on and so forth. I don't know what has happened to the gym since he died. He died about a year and a half ago. But I don't know if anybody's running it anymore. I don't know the clue, but it was a very famous powerlifting gym.
How many tattoos do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm getting another one. See, this says strength, right?
Yeah.
And on this side, it's a Roman gladiator.
Okay.
And this side is a court jester or a joker, whatever you want to call it. And then I have to finish it because I want to get wisdom here. And it's really my logo, my podcast logo, the gladiator and the court jester.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then
so when I beat you in arm wrestling, you're gonna take that one away.
I'll just use my left arm as a fucking.
Kids beat me in left arm.
That's why I
Everybody
did
beats
that.
me in left.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, geez.
Well, you know, I had a challenge, right? Do you know I had a challenge from Michelle Dugan and Christy? What was her name? Oh God, they were almost at each other, and it was a battle. And Michelle won. I forgot Christy's name, and they came on before and they actually challenged me to arm wrestle me, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, I'll embarrass myself. What the hell was her name? Christy. Oh God, wait, let me get it. Hold on. She was like, let's see.
You would probably win.
Christy Resendez. Yeah, that was it.
You would probably beat them.
I don't know.
I'm sure you're a guy. You're a guy.
I know.
Yeah. No, you would beat them.
Yeah. I just didn't want to take a chance. It's like, no
but I wouldn't worry about it if I was you. Women are strong, but not as strong as men. So
yeah, it's the way it is. You know.
Yeah. Mentally, we're stronger. But anyway. Weird question. So, are you gonna have kids, you and your wife?
Probably not.
Wow.
Well, she's 43 and I'm 46 now, and we talked.
That's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late, and I mean, I know it could happen with today's technology, but long story short, she always had a problem.
I gotcha.
And we had talked about all the options, and then I know that the problems that she had really weighed on her mentally, really bothered her. And so one day, so we had like a dozen conversations, especially at the beginning, and I had told her that I wanted to have children, and she actually said to me, which I didn't realize then, but I know now, what a compliment it was. And she said, I'll have your children, and at the time I didn't understand female nature too much. And now that I think back and I know a little bit better on female human nature, that is a tremendous compliment, and it's when a girl says, I want your children, as opposed to I want to have children, that means that the love for you is real and organic, and I want to have your babies, right? And I didn't realize that. And then we had conversations about what she went through and what she goes through and so on and so forth. And then one day I made the decision. I was like, you know what? I don't want to put you through that again. And I think we should just, have dogs.
Have dogs.
Yeah.
I never said that to anybody. I would like to have your kids. I don't have kids. Never want a kid.
Yeah. I mean, it's individual preference.
It's fine. You don't have to have kids. You don't have to have kids.
Yeah.
You have nephews, niece?
Yeah, I have two nephews, one through marriage, and one, blood, because my one brother's divorced and then married, and she already had a kid. But I consider him my nephew because he's been around since he's like 9 years old. And then I have three nieces, but now I have great nephews and nieces. So I have one great, my nephew Dominic has his daughter Giovanna, and my niece Nicole has her son Salvatore. And so now I have a great nephew and a great niece, and another great niece on the way. My nephew Dominic's wife is also pregnant. Yeah, I am going to regret not having kids, but I would never choose not to be with my wife or force my wife to do something.
She comes first.
Yeah, I would never do that. I wasn't willing to, not be with her because of the problems and so on and so forth. Yeah. But yeah, I am definitely going to. I see my brother and my sister-in-laws and how happy they are when they're with their grandkids, and that's an experience that I'll never have. And I envy that.
That's fine.
And plus, who the hell's going to take care of me when I'm an old man and I can't fucking wipe my ass anymore? Well, I got to get a nurse or something like that.
Friends and niece and nephews are there for that.
We'll see. I hope so.
When I was young, my mom always said to me, you're going to regret it. When you turn 50, you're going to regret not having kids. No. Yes, when you turn 50, you'll regret it. I'm 52 now, and I don't regret it at all. I
Yeah.
think of it a lot, and it's like, why did she say that? Like,
Did you
I'm glad I didn't have any. Oh my
do you
god,
not regret it, or have you just embraced it? Because that's different.
I don't regret it. I'm happy I didn't have kids.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
different. Yeah, it's
glad.
just
Oh my
not for
god, I'm
you.
glad I didn't have kids because everybody's having kids. I have to have kids. No, I don't have to have kids.
Yeah, because there's
No,
a
no.
lot of women that um choose a career, and then what happens is they choose a career, and
Mm-hmm.
then their career eats away at their 20s and into their early 30s, and then they go, shit, I really want to have kids. And then
Yeah,
hopefully they're married by then, and they could actually not work, have their
yeah,
husbands support them, and then they could have children,
yeah,
and there's a lot of women that you know that really happens to. It's not sad, it's the way of the world. You have to make a choice, and if your
yeah.
choice is your career, so like Jordan Peterson, I don't know if you ever listened to him. He's actually a clinical psychologist, and he has people that he works with, and one of them are high powered attorneys, and there are plenty of women that become high powered attorneys, and by the time they get to the 30, 32, they become partners in a firm, and then they go, man, I'm working 70, 80, 90 hours a week. I'm making all
Yeah.
this money, but I don't have a family, and I really want a family, and then they just pack it in, and they go, no, I want to have a family.
Yeah.
So a lot of women, when they get into the 30s, they call it baby rabies. They realize that they really want kids,
Yeah.
but
It hits them.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if
Never hit me.
yeah, no, you have to, as an individual, on an individual level, it's completely different. You have to do what makes you happy, and
Yeah.
what makes you fulfilled. And, it might not be children, but for women, generally speaking, for women, it is
Yeah.
children. But
Yeah.
there are exceptions to the rule, like yourself.
Yeah. Because a lot of people say, well, you can have kids, keep on working, somebody will babysit your kids. No, I don't want somebody else to raise my kids.
Well, that's what
Why?
happens.
Why have kids? Whoever's
Right.
going to raise my kids, they can have kids. I'm
Yeah,
not going to.
right.
No, I didn't know.
Well,
No.
that's what happens. Society has basically lied to women and said you could have it all. You could have a career, you could have children, you could have a family. And the truth is,
No, you can't.
You really
No.
can't, and you have to choose, and you
Yeah.
have to choose. And a lot of times, like I said, you can go back to work when the kids are big, but I agree. I wouldn't want some nanny grazing my
No.
kids, and I'm working till
Yeah.
7, 8 at night, and I'm not seeing
Yeah.
them grow. I'm not seeing them.
Yeah. 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 Are they giving the right meal? How much? Are they there? Are they safe? No, no, no. I'd rather not
Yeah.
have kids and think of working and somebody else taking care of my kids. Oh my God. No, forget it. No,
Right.
I'm happy with no kids.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Some old values are good, and traditional marriages tend to be very good,
Mhm.
and if you look at statistics, when you have single parent homes or whatnot, a lot of times those are the kids that get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
That they
Yeah.
they don't have discipline. Like, for example, like I think it's like 70 or 75% of men that are in prison grew up in single mother households.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go on and on with the stats, but they're more kids that come from a traditional home with mother and father, they're more likely to go to college. They're more likely to have a traditional family themselves. They're more,
Yeah.
they're more likely to be more financially successful, more
Oh,
likely
yeah.
not to have a drug habit. You go down the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Was your parents happily married?
No.
No.
They were not happily married. They were happy in spurts. It was like a roller coaster. But my parents were not the normal parents. So here's what I mean.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's gonna be good.
yeah, this is actually really
Are they
good.
still alive? Are they still alive and still married?
My father is dead. He died in 2004. They stayed married. They would never get divorced. As much as they argued and had
Okay.
problems, they would never get divorced. My father died in 2004. My mother is 87, and
Whoa.
she's starting to be very forgetful now. And me and my brothers have to really check on her and take care of her and stuff now. She has an aide that
Okay.
comes like 3 days a week or whatnot.
Yeah.
But my father would have been the same age. My parents are from Brooklyn, when Brooklyn was like Goodfellas. I don't know if you ever saw the movie. when it was mostly
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. So my father was a typical Brooklyn street dude. He had this businessman camouflage about him though, but inside he was really, a Brooklyn dude. And my mother's father was the same way. So my mother would, so what I mean by that is hustle, always on the street hustling. They would work, but they would, like my grandfather would lend money in the street and and collect it, or he would do things to make money on the side and so on and so forth. And with that life comes like, girlfriends, right? Just like in the movie, and then my father was the same way. He was cut from the same cloth, where he made a lot of money, but he spent a lot of money, I mean, a lot of money, and we're talking we're talking about the, the 70s into the 80s and the 90s. And then my mother was a stay-at-home mom, but she would never marry a straight guy, a 9-to-5 guy. Never would she ever marry. I mean, she would bitch, complain, but if you knew my mother, there was no way in hell she would ever marry a 9-to-5 guy. She always thought like her father was that way. And she even told me one time, one of my father's best friends was this guy, Louis. And he was the same way as my old man, except that my old man had a trade. He was an electrical contractor, he was an electrician, but Louis didn't have a trade. He was typical, half a wise guy, half a gangster, street guy, so on and so forth. And my mother told me that, she said to me, a man that goes out of his way and does anything to provide for his wife and family is a turn on. She actually said that to me one time. So, so from that statement stuck with me. And I knew that my mother would never marry a guy that went to work at 9 and came back home at 5 o'clock. It would never happen. So inevitably, my mother would yell and scream, but my father would do whatever he wanted. He would do what, and he would do, like, he would play cards 3 days a week. He would play pinochle on Wednesdays. He would play pinochle on Sundays. And then he would go to a poker room in Brooklyn that was owned by Russians. And he would play poker all night long. Like, he would come home at 7 o'clock in the morning from playing cards.
Jeez.
Yeah, all night long. And, there were times that they had separated and he was with another girl, and then they actually and then they would get back together. When I was conceived, my parents weren't together. They were together for a short period of time. And then my father left again, and he came home when I was 2. And when he came home when I was 2, then they, stayed together. But it was always a rough marriage. But at the same time,
how many brothers and sisters?
I have 2 older brothers. That's it.
Okay.
But they would never, ever get divorced. It was just,
gotcha.
No matter how fucked up things got, they would never, ever get divorced. It was, there was that old school, you fucking work through it. That's it. No matter what happens. I mean, the stories get worse and worse and worse, but I don't know if you want to go into it.
Yeah. And where you live now, is there a place in the United States you would like to live, or you're happy where you are?
No, I would probably go to someplace warm and someplace not as liberal. Because it's like these little laws that get passed that are just absolutely ridiculous. So like, and so it's like in New Jersey, I don't know if you know, but you're not allowed to have plastic bags anymore. If you go into a store, they don't give you bags. They either give you a paper bag, or some stores don't give you bags at all. So you actually, if you have stuff, you have to hold it like this. Hold it. Yeah. So it's like little stupid things like that. And they say, it's in the environment and so on and so forth. But I've heard that my whole life, the environment, went from, I've all these changes and all these little stupid things and so on and so forth. Crime is going up in New York and New Jersey because the politicians now are very weak on crime. It's more compassion than crime. And once, you really, somebody will get arrested and they're released very quickly. It becomes very difficult to own a handgun or anything like that. And if somebody does break into your house and you have legal firearms, it's, you have to make sure you can't shoot them as they're exiting, or you can't shoot them if they don't notice you're there. You can only shoot them if they're actually in your house running straight at you, attacking you. Otherwise you could actually get arrested,
Gotcha. Well, you change the body after you shoot him. You just turn him around. It's like, oh, it was after me. You can tell by the way he fell.
The bullet did a boomerang. It just but
you gotta do it that way.
So it's like little things like that. But my job and my wife's shop keeps us here, and we've talked about moving to Nevada, Florida, Texas after we retire and whatnot. Also no income tax. Which
yeah.
And you're out there in Cali, right?
Yeah, it's very expensive here. A lot of fires. It's not the best place to live in this United States. I don't think so. It's just very expensive for nothing here.
Are you close to LA?
The weather's okay. No, I'm a 6-hour drive from LA.
Okay.
I'm 40 minutes from 40 minutes from San Francisco.
I've heard San Francisco is really nice.
I'm in Napa.
Napa. Okay.
I'm in the Napa winery there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm right beside Napa. Yeah, it's okay. It looks better January, February when the grass is green. Right now it's yellow because everything is dried up. So it's not that beautiful. It's better in January, February for pictures.
I've heard San Francisco, Napa. I heard it's absolutely beautiful. I heard a great places to eat in San Francisco and so one day I'll make it out there. I've been to LA once. LA and but that was a very long time.
LA's nice, but the weather's great. It's always hot.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, you're in California.
But in California, hardly ever rains, but there's fires and it's dry and I could see the pollution in the air almost every day. It's not like where I was raised in Canada, Ottawa. The air is better, no pollution, no fires, but the weather is not the greatest. It's hot only 3 months a year. Okay. And the rest of the time it's cold and snow and you got to shovel and walk in the slush.
That's Canada. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough to live up there. I hate the cold, and living in New York as opposed to, where you come from. I know it's very cold where you come from, and I would dread living over there.
Some people fall off.
What'd you say?
I said some people's nipples fall off. Yeah.
Yes, I don't.
What side of the bed do you sleep? On the right side or left side?
I sleep on. If you walk into the room, I sleep on and if you're facing my bed, I sleep on the left side. I tried telling my wife. The door is right there. I don't know.
How come you?
I don't know. We didn't make.
Because you're closer to the wash.
I wanted to make. Yeah, I wanted to make it. I said I wanted. Could we be the married couple that switches sides? Like I wanted to have like us switch sides all the time, and she didn't want to do it, and so then we just kind of fell into those spots.
That side.
Yeah, and then I have.
Oh, okay.
And then I have Hercules that sleeps next to my wife, and then I have Lola that sleeps next to me. So. So we have two big pit bulls that sleep with us.
Two big Hercules. Yeah. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, that's a rough one. My favorite movie, Raging Bull, is definitely up there. Definitely
Raging Bull.
Raging Bull is it's one of Martin Scorsese's really, really first big blockbuster movie after Taxi Driver. It's about a fighter. I love boxing. Jake LaMotta, actually. Do I have? I have Jake. I do have Jake LaMotta's autograph. Hold on, wait. It's based on this fighter. Hold on, wait. So Raging Bull is based on this fighter, Jake LaMotta, and he was Italian. He was from the Bronx, and they called him the Bronx Bull. And he had this was Sugar Ray Robinson, and Sugar Ray Robinson, they say that is probably one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, and they fought 6 times. And Sugar Ray Robinson beat him 5 out of 6 times. But he was really like a nut job. He was really a psychopath. So Martin Scorsese made the movie about him, and Robert De Niro played him, and Joe Pesci played his little brother, who was also his manager, and his wife was played by I can't remember her name, but she was beautiful back then. I forgot her name, but that might be my favorite movie. Hold on.
So that picture,
Okay, sorry about that.
that's the picture behind you in black and white. Who's that?
Which one?
The black and white.
Right here. All right. So these are Mets. Hold on. These are Met. I was always a Met fan. Hold on 1 second. So that's Gary Carter. He was a catcher on the Mets. This freaking thing gets caught. Hold on. Sorry. There we go. So Gary Carter was a catcher on the Mets during the 80s when they won the World Series in 86. And then this was Lee Mazzilli, who was also on the Mets, but he wasn't like this fantastic ball player. He was from my neighborhood in Brooklyn. So that's
that's why. Okay.
And then down there, the other one, that's me and Muhammad Ali. I actually took a picture.
Oh, can I see it? Bring it. We got to see this. That's too bad. I thought he would get up and we could see his.
So this was 2002, and I was 26 years old, and I went to Las Vegas with an ex-girlfriend. That's when I had hair. And
oh my God!
Yeah, and I met Muhammad Ali, and I took a picture.
Let me put my glasses on. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And nice. I took a picture with him, and he was probably one of my favorite fighters ever. And I was just lucky enough to meet him.
Yeah, you're really lucky.
And he never said we were in Las Vegas, and his daughter was fighting, and he was there to watch his daughter fight, Layla Ali, who was a great female fighter in her own right. And I don't remember the hotel. We were staying in Paris, and he was in that hotel in the lobby area, and he had security around him, and all these people were hovering on, and he would not say no to any person for a picture, an autograph, or just a handshake. But back then, it was Betty had Parkinson's, and he couldn't really write, and he would just literally scribble. He would just scribble. He still would not say no to an autograph. He would just scribble.
Wow, you're lucky.
It got to the point where even security was like, "Okay, champ, we got to go. Let's go." And he would not go until everybody had what they wanted.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah. And then you see videos like, and then you see videos like, I don't know if you saw that video of Stephen Curry, where he completely ignored this kid who wanted his autograph. And he was like a 10-year-old kid, and he was right in front of him. And it's like, dude, really? Come on, man. What's 2 minutes of your life? Seriously. It's like, come on. He idolizes you. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Give me a break. I don't want to hear, well, I have a contract and I can't sign autographs. Okay. So don't sign an autograph, but take a picture with the kid and talk to him.
Yeah.
And tell him that. Say, listen, I can't sign an autograph because I'm on the contract, but let's take a picture, get together and talk to him for a few minutes. Are you doing good in school? Listen to your mother, all this, all the bullshit, but no, there are some celebrities that just walk right by, like you're not even standing there.
Yeah. They got their nose up in the air.
Yeah. Some of them. And it's, some of them, Stephen Curry, and there was a couple other ones. I think Don Mattingly was another one that was famous for that, if I'm right. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've heard stories about Don Mattingly. Keith Hernandez was another guy I heard stories about that didn't like to sign autographs or take pictures or anything like that. I mean, I might be wrong. That was hearsay, but today with YouTube and videos, you actually could see it. And I know for certain it was Stephen Curry. This kid was screaming, and Stephen Curry was 10 feet in front of him and ignored this kid. And he was a little boy, like he's like 10 years old,
Yeah.
It's just a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. I hope somebody gave something to their kid.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah. I have no more other questions.
Okay.
Wrote everything down.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Nancy. You were literally one of my favorite people after I started this podcast. So
everybody that knows you can watch this and they'll know you a bit better.
That's right. It should be up by tomorrow. Okay. What time is it? It's 9:00. It should be up by tomorrow. And so everybody in the arm wrestling community is definitely going to watch it because everybody knows you are an arm wrestling legend, right? And anything coming up? Any arm wrestling stuff coming up? No.
Well, yes, no, maybe.
Nothing from WAL, nothing like that.
No, nothing. I called you right away. It's nothing's happening.
Oh, that's
too bad.
Yeah, that stinks.
And then they call me and say, okay, we're gonna call you soon. It's gonna come up soon, but nothing.
Nothing.
But it's okay. It's okay. If it never happens again, fine. If it happens and I'm not in it, I'm fine. I was in it twice. I'm happy about it.
Right.
I like training. I like arm wrestling, but I'm getting tired of waiting and tired of pain. I'm starting to have a lot of pain.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I'm getting sick of suffering.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to keep on going or stay. It depends what comes up. If something good comes up, yes. And if it's not that good, because a lot of people do call me. So I have a tournament. You want to come? No, because it's not lightweight. I weigh 120.
Oh, right.
Women's category 0 to 155.
That's a lot.
And I tell everybody, if you have a class that's under 125 or 120, I'll be there. But 150, I'm sick of trying to gain weight, and I'm sick of going against big girls.
Yeah,
give me girls in my size.
Yeah, that's only fair.
So,
I mean,
and they say, "Oh, we don't have enough." Well, that's not my fault. I'm not going to gain 30 pounds just for one tournament. It's not healthy.
Right. And it's very difficult for you to gain weight, right?
Oh my God, I have trouble gaining weight. I gained 2 pounds the other day. I was like, yay! And then 4 days later, I weighed myself. It's gone. I was like, oh God, can't gain weight.
Yeah, it's
so, and I don't want to eat junk. Right. I just want to keep on eating good stuff.
Sure.
I want to feel healthy and look healthy instead of gaining weight for 50 minutes of fame.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have 50 years of health and less pain and looking good than 50 minutes of pain and looking ugly and not healthy and die younger.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. You get to a certain age where you go, you know what, it's just not worth it anymore. And that's it. Well, Nancy, listen, thank you very much. And this was fun. And we could do it again if you come up with more questions anytime. And listen, always, you are a good friend. I always respect you. I love you to pieces. And
me too. And when I come down and see you,
definitely,
I'd like to meet you and your wife and your 2 dogs.
Yeah. When you're on the East Coast, we'll definitely make arrangements.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to call you and say, okay, get your dogs out, get your wife out. Let's go.
Definitely. You got it. All right, Nancy, have a good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye.